It really makes no difference to us as an end user in these cases. It's not an acquisition. It's not being rolled up into something else. It's just a change in ownership. All right, so OPGN, DXR, those are two to keep on watch here. So DXR, I would say, if it dips at the open, I feel more comfortable being more aggressive. You've got a pre-market high of 1075. So if it dipped down to like $10 and went under 10, I would buy it coming back over $10. If it just ends up being really strong right out of the gates, that for me is a scalp setup over the highs. 25, 30-cent scalp, not as big of a trade. So I'm watching it here. Okay, I'm long at 50, long DXR at 1050 to scalp, high day break. So on this type of setup, the target is a break over
VLRX
$11. So watching this here for a little pop back up over 11 right now. So this is kind of that dip. Just 1 minute candle to make it a new high. Back over 1050 is going to be a critical line in the sand for this one. OPGN is strong. So right now, DXR watching back over 1050. So a little bit of chop in that first 1 minute candle. Stopped out of DXR. Not good. So DXR, no good. And unfortunately, OPGN is doing the same type of thing. It's not what we like to see.
VTVT. NVIV. TDS.
Watching the scans.
MRDN. TDS. SSLJ RDN. AGFSW. SSLJ.
Momo scanner is right here.
SSLJ. EBIO, 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 EBIO.
EBIO, a little bit of a kind of, it's not really a breakout daily chart, it's kind of continuation. 20 million share float's a little on the higher side.
SSLJ.
DXR, I was watching it more closely from the beginning of pre-market.
MRDN.
I thought maybe the daily chart was a little stronger. OPGN isn't really a former runner. It hasn't held up super well. I mean, it's definitely worth watching over the highs, but it hadn't held up really well in the last couple times we tried to trade it, so I wasn't sure it was going to really work. You can see some buyers right now at 48 and 49, but
SSLJ.
I would just sit tight for a second.
TDS. TDS. ENPH.
OPGN has a high little pivot there at the $0.50. You could scalp it over the $0.50. I don't know if it's really going to do a lot, but small scalp. Okay, I'm long at the $0.50.
TDS.
Just for a scalp, target would be high of day 64.
PHII. MAC.
So you've got a high up here of 60, yeah, 64.
OPGN.
Some sellers up there.
TDS.
High is now
TDS.
80. So over 80 could look to add.
Rose. TDS.
If it holds up. A little volume coming in there, as you can see. Stop, the rest would be break even, the $0.50. There was definitely a little bit of congestion around the 55, 58 level, and then when it broke over 60, squeezed through high of day. 2.3 million shares of volume. Maybe a little crowded. So over the highs now. Problem is that candle ended up closing as a doji. So I think I'd wait for a 1 minute micro pullback before adding.
SSLJ.
I'm holding OPGN right now. High is 79. So I got in on that 1 minute micro pullback, and I'm going to watch this next 1 minute micro pullback that's forming right now. I would say over 75 is a spot to watch. High of the last 1 minute candle set. Watching here, making sure I'm not going to get stopped out below the $0.50. We do have 3 green candles in a row. TTS is 5-cent tick, it looks like, so I'd leave that one alone. Or TTS. High of the last 1 minute candle is 69, so over 70. 270 is a spot to watch on OPGN. It is getting a little extended, and you can tell it's a little crowded, a little bit of tug of war, kind of like VTBT yesterday.
ARGS.
Just added at 64 for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. Want to see 75 break. I would add again over high a day of maybe 75 I'd add, or at 80. Stopped out for right now at 65. A little bit of flushing there, a little bit of selling, pushing it back down.
ARGS.
Yeah, that was the right move.
ORPN. PLXP, PLXP.
Sitting tight right now, waiting for the next stock to hit the scanners and hold up. I don't want to get caught in false breakouts. All right, well, watching the scans. Probably wait for a 5-minute setup on OPGN. So the high there is 64. Could be a little scalp there. Over 65. Really would prefer to wait for the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. Okay, I'm long at 64 for the first 5-minute candle, anticipating the first 5-minute candle to make a new high on OPGN. This candle is going to close with a high of 70, so now over 70, I'd like to add. AGN selling off pretty hard. So watching OPGN for a break over 270. First 5-minute candle to make a new high. Just added at 69 for the break over 70. Target on this type of setup is a breakthrough high of day over 280. Right now it's grinding a little bit. High of day is 279. I have an order at 280 right now to add if it can break over the highs. And then the scalp would be up towards $3. Stopped out at 260. So since the first 5-minute candle didn't work, I probably won't trade this one again.
Sino. 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 Sino.
Sino,
Sino.
S-I-N-O.
Sino.
Yeah, I see that. It's a little on the cheaper side. High is 27. Maybe a scalp opportunity there. To be a little careful on these. Volume came out of nowhere. Long Sino for a starter at 130. Long at $1.30 on Sino. The high is $1.35. Over $1.35, I'd look to add.
Sino. Sino. Sino.
So back of the mind target on this, $1.50. Got my order ready here to add $1.35. Just added $1.35. Hitting the scanners pretty nicely.
Sino. Sino.
$43. $42 on the ask. Dollar spot. This has some potential to squeeze into a halt. If it got over $1.50, then you could start thinking that tapping $2 is a possibility. So this is the first pullback with a high of 43. So I'm going to put an order now at 43 to add for that move up to $1.50. Watching this here for the break of 40. Added $1.41 for the break over 43.
Sino.
Sold half at 40. I'm going to hold the rest with a stop at break even. So the high right now is 44. It's kind of like tapping that level but not breaking it. So I'll add back over 44, 45 if it breaks that level.
MRDNW.
We are hitting the 50 moving average at $1.50, so it might be an issue. It's not the biggest or most significant moving average, but 5.
Load.
I think at this point we would need to see a stock pop up, hold the level, and then make that second leg up to feel confident taking a trade. So, Sino, if it broke over the highs, 45, 44, that's interesting, but I'm not sure that it'll be able to. I'm not sure about ASPU. So that one's coming back down, Sino, Sino. Thing with OPGN is that it didn't break out up here, so now I'm not sure that it would really do it in this area. remember language. It's okay. I think Sino is borderline pulling back too much. It really is kind of in this area around 50% retracement. We don't want to see it come back much more than that. I think as we get closer to 10:30, the writing is on the wall that today is just not going to be a really strong day for momentum, and probably not worth pushing it. I'm down 4,000, but you know, I was down $6,000 earlier, so I recovered 2,000 of that, and that's all right. It's a red day, but did recover some of the losses. Try to recover the rest of it tomorrow. Really, the best chance, most likely, for a big win would be tomorrow morning between 9:30 and 9:45, 10 a.m. NETE is a daily chart setup, bouncing off 840, 850. Need to see volume spiking into something. Not seeing it right now.
BTX Plus. VTVT.
VTVT, I'm surprised it's popping up that much. Could watch VTVT for a scalp over the $0.50. It's a big pop there. We know yesterday had a little resistance around 240. So the high there was 243. I would watch it back over 240. It's kind of hard when they pop up that quickly, but I'm long at 240.
VTVT.
Long at 237, 240, and I would add at 250. over the $0.50. If we break $0.50, I'll add there. I've got my order to add at 250. High is 246. I was thinking if it broke over 250, it might squeeze into a circuit breaker halt. Remember, it's got to move about 25 cents to hit that halt, so I'm not sure if that'll happen, but that would bring some excitement back into the day. So high is 46. See some buyers right there at 42, 43. Stopped out at 37, only $279 profit. Yeah, I saw that resistance pre-market. I thought that if it could break over 240, then we might have a chance of retesting yesterday's highs. But this one, to me, wasn't easy yesterday, so it's not surprising that it's a little bit choppy here today as well. This is a 1-minute micro pullback setup with a high of 46, 4.1 million shares of volume. It's just all of a sudden out of nowhere you get a 40-cent move, but by the time I see it, it's already kind of happened.
CHCI.
Consolidation, but a little bit of churn here. CC 45, but then it flashes back down. False breakout there on the 1 minute. I see CHCI. I'm not on the scanners though. See if it hits the scans. So many traders are using these scanners that, if a stock
MKGI.
is on them, that just gives it more validity for taking a trade. If it's not on the scanners,
CHCI.
immediately it's kind of like, a little harder to trust. So VTVT drop. VTVT, that's too much of a pullback now. Yeah, it's definitely possible that was a large, someone, yeah, covering up a short position and then boom, pops up 20 cents. I mean, that could have been what happened right there. And then you get, all of a sudden people jump in for the momentum or jump in for the short squeeze. OPGN is below the VWAP, a little bit too weak, I think. No trades in the IRA today. Save those trades for a better day. Cody, the plan is early next month. So in the next like 2 to 3 weeks. The CHCI, it didn't hit the scanners. Popped up a little bit, but people didn't see it and it sells back off. So need those to hit the scanners. I think OPGN, I don't know. I think that it's going to be a little bit more crowded. 7 million shares of volume now. Sure, if it broke VWAP, maybe there is something there for a move back up, but I don't know. Not really sure about it. So I know if it was on the scanners, and so that was really the catalyst I needed. It was on the scanners with momentum, so I was willing to jump in. So, all right, I'm gonna take my cue here. It's 10:30, so finish up in the red. We'll do our midday market recap here in 1 second. All right, let's see. All right, everyone. So finishing the morning here in the red, down $3,817, but overall still green on the week and very green on the month. Up about 6,000 on the week, 70,000 on the month. So having a couple of days here of chop is to be expected. It's really just about minimizing the losses and trying to keep those pullbacks as small as possible. So yesterday I was down 1,500. This morning I knew I was going to have to be a little bit careful. But the stock I was watching pre-market was DXR, and I really thought this one looked pretty good. I mean, it was strong from a move from 8 up to 1050, up 30%, nice gap, headlines, little pullback here, pre-market with a high of 75. So my setup on this type of trade is I usually prefer to get a little bit of a pullback. I like to see these drop down, and then I get in as they pop back up. That didn't 1040. We dipped to 1039, and as we started to curl up, I jumped in for the break over the $0.50 of 1050. So I got into this here. Let's bring this up here with 7,500 shares, but I got